What's up, Bulls Nation? It's been a minute since I made a video, but I just haven't felt inspired. You know, free agency is over. The draft is over. We know what this roster is, and we still got like 2-3 months before the season starts. I'm not going to do 2 or 3 months of previews of what I think this team could be. That's just not inspiring to me. But I came up with this concept that I think is kind of cool, taking players from the past, Bulls of the past, and breaking down how they would fit in the modern game. You know, I consider myself a little bit of a historian. I love the historical aspect of the sport. The first player I'm going to break down, Dennis Rodman. So first things first, man, we're Bulls fans. We tend to think that peak Dennis Rodman was the Bulls version, the 96, 97, 98 version. I hate to tell you guys, that's not peak Dennis Rodman. Peak Dennis Rodman was the early 90s version. That's the version that won Defensive Player of the Year. He was still getting, 15, 16 rebounds a game. He was a little bit lighter. When he played for the Bulls, he was about 240, 245-ish. With the Pistons, man, he's about 225, maybe 230. Still strong. Crazy athletic. The lateral quickness that Dennis Rodman had, he wasn't the highest jumper, he wasn't the fastest dude, but his lateral quickness allowed him to defend positions 1 through 5 on the basketball court. And in today's game, he'd actually be better at guarding some of these guards. The guards today are a little bit bigger. You look at the guards of the 90s, the Isaiah Thomases, the Tim Hardaways, they were a little bit smaller, a little quicker. We got bigger guards today. I look at a dude like a Luka Doncic. Dennis Rodman might be the perfect defender for Luka Doncic. He's got the long arms. He's got the lateral quickness. He's got the strength. He's not going to get bullied. Dennis Rodman would be the best perimeter defender in today's game. Draymond Green, he gets compared to Dennis Rodman a lot. Draymond Green is no Dennis Rodman. Dennis Rodman was much more athletic than Draymond Green. His lateral quickness was on a different level. His speed, the way he could jump. Dennis Rodman would dunk on you. When have you ever seen Draymond Green dunk on you? Never. And Dennis Rodman, he played in an era where the 3-ball was not prevalent, but he actually had a pretty good little shooting touch. His free throw percentage was abysmal, but I don't think he worked on it. When you look at his form, it's actually pretty nice. It's a pretty quick release. It's not an ugly jump shot by any means. So if you fast forward him, you plug him into today's game, obviously a lot of the time that the training staff spends with him is going to be on shooting threes, getting to the point where he can at least stretch you out a little bit. So Dennis Rodman would actually translate very nicely into today's game. He'd come in, he'd be a top 5 perimeter defender. He doesn't need to worry about guarding guys on the block. Dennis Rodman, he held his own against Shaquille O'Neal. Nikola Jokic and Joel Embiid are pretty much the only post guys. Giannis Antetokounmpo too. Those 3 guys are the only guys who he'd have to really guard in the post like that. And he might hold up better than some of the dudes today. So Dennis Rodman's historical game, I think it would translate real nice into today's game. You take that early 90s version of Dennis Rodman, you plug him into 2024, you got a pretty nice basketball player. I think his jump shot would improve with today's trainers, today's shooting mechanics and everything like that. He'd translate nice. You guys let me know in the comments what you think.